So The Sims has come forward, yeah, not yesterday, on last Friday, and basically they were like four things to know about the future of The Sims. They wanted to do. They made a thread on Twitter and an article on their website. You know, because it's like, everyone's doing, oh yeah, new year, new me. So let's see, new year, new Sims, right? And we're excited to take a moment to share updates on The Sims. So let's take a look at the thread that they put. What exactly they are doing. So the first thing they put is that our Sims team's creative control, guided by our values of inclusivity, choice, creativity, community, and play, has not changed. And then, you got this little, like, our values are unchanged. They have to say this because of I've heard inklings. I haven't like delved into it fully, but a lot of content creators that make content on these kind of left after they got bought by the Saudi Arabia investors, I believe. So, it was very unclear on the future of EA and its subsidiary franchises, so on and so forth. So they were just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm out. And that's their decision to make. But as for The Sims, that has not stopped them from just being shit. They had a horrible last year. They've had so much controversy because people got tired of The Sims 4 and they just really wanted a change, There are new games coming out that basically do what The Sims does but more modern. With a different change of pace, because usually with the life cycle of video games, people buy the games, they'll buy your expansions, so on and so forth, but then they'll get tired, right? They'll get bored eventually. They'll get tired of doing the same thing, and you kind of have to either give them new stuff, which they do by giving expansions and things like that. But those expansions usually cost $40 on sale sometimes, but you have to catch them on sale, and then they'll be $20. But video games usually cost $50 to $70, so to have to drop $40 just for some new furnitures and some new mechanics every like couple months, that's not great. That's not a great life to live, in my opinion. So they got bored and they were like, we would like a new Sims. So they were like, hey, we're gonna do a new Sims. It's called Project Rene, so on and so forth. But then they didn't. And then they didn't talk about it anymore. That's the main thing. They were just kind of like, oh yeah, we don't have any plans to really make The Sims 5, but we're gonna give you The Sims 4 2.0, or not 2.0, because they did 2.0 back in the day, because when The Sims 4 first came out, it was horrible. They had to fix it. So now they're like, we're gonna do Sims 3.0 because they hate us, and this is why I don't play The Sims anymore. I hate The Sims for real. All my homies hate The Sims 4, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So basically, they hit you with the stupid corpo stuff, right? Our values are unchanged. The Sims team's creative control has not changed. At the heart of The Sims is creativity, play, choice, inclusivity, and community. Right. And while they have generally showed these things, I don't really give a shit. I just want The Sims 5, That's what I would want. I was super excited for Sims 5 because, I was like, oh, The Sims 4 is too. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I can't get into The Sims. However, if you're a person who just hasn't played The Sims, they did make it free. I remember this. But all those fucking expansions, bro. If you want to have the full experience, you got to drop thousands. Probably more than thousands. It might be like in the five figures type shit. Because if it was just like, I'm not trying to justify spending $1,000 on stuff, but if it was like a cold 1,000, then at least that would be like, that would be the limit. They're still adding more. They're gonna keep adding more, so it's just gonna get larger. But let's see the next thing they put. The Sims was built on a deep single-player life simulation and that foundation isn't going anywhere. So they are trying to promise you that The Sims was built on the thing I just said, and but basically they're like, oh, we're not gonna change The Sims. The Sims is just gonna be the way that you like it, the way that you knew it, and it's just not gonna change. So the reassurance. We'll continue to deliver content and updates to The Sims 4. I'm sure you will, and I'm sure it'll cost $40 every time, and are committed to improving the experience. Single player PC and console experiences will always be a part of our future, with our global development team dedicated to The Sims 4 and the next evolution, whatever the fuck that means. More news. Hey, let's not use that term. I'll sue. I swear to God. Swear to God. That's my thing. But no one likes it. Exactly. They've been getting fed up. And in all honesty, because like I said, that's just what happens with the life cycle of a video game. The video game people, the gamers, they will get bored. They're gonna get bored. It just happens. They're gonna move on to something else. They're gonna move on to Inzoi when Inzoi finally fucking comes out. They're it already showed there was a strong interest in it, but it's an early access. But when the 1.0 comes out, best believe you got competition. So and maybe that was why they didn't want to do The Sims 5. Maybe because of all of the maybe I forgot the other one that's coming out, but there are several. I don't know what to call these. There are several life simulation games coming out that pose a threat to The Sims, and they feel that. I know they feel it because they kind of had the monopoly on life sim because they were the life sim. They were The Sims, but like I said, they're tired of it. So what they put? All right. So here's the next one. Here's the big one. Here's the big one. So, as stated, Project Rene was supposed to be The Sims 5. That's what was promised 2 years ago. Then they kind of just stopped doing that. So now, Project Rene has evolved. They use the word evolved. Notice that. Also with all these happy faces. I'm not a fool, right? I know when a company is trying to temper emotions and an audience perceptions. Damn's The Sims is back. I wouldn't say back. If they're going back anywhere, they're going back to hell. That's where they're going. Because let me tell you, this new project that they're doing, Project Rene, and the term evolution, it's going to be a social, collaborative, mobile first life sim. Who the fuck is Rene? Let me tell you, bro. I don't know. Well, whoever she is, she's on the phone. She's on that. It's that damn phone. That's Rene. As a part of the Sims family, not a replacement for the single player life simulation. Soul multiplayer? What the fuck? It was The Sims 5 once. Facts. Project Rene was supposed to be The Sims 5, but they didn't want to do The Sims 5 anymore. For some reason or other. My speculation is because of the competition that they have of Inzoi and I forgot what the other fucking game was called, Paralive, something one of those fuckers. But they felt threatened by it. They know that it's gonna cause a big split in their dividends with because they make all their money by everyone just kind of playing The Sims, them dropping like a fucking 2 gigabyte update with some new stuff in it, and then it costs $40. And then they make all their money from that. Rinse, repeat for a decade. That's The Sims 4. And they were going to do The Sims 5. Everyone was super happy because they were literally tired of it. And they just didn't do it. They devolved, not evolved, devolved. They devolved the game into a mobile game. Into a social, collaborative, mobile first life sim, as they said. So it's basically going to be like a little fucking Roblox mode. I mean, it's not going to look like Roblox. It's going to look like The Sims, but I'm sure they have something like this in Roblox. Thanks to ongoing player feedback, Project Rene will focus on social multiplayer play, offering a more direct way for friends to share creativity together. And they're doing this instead of, like, I don't know, making The Sims 4 multiplayer or something like that. That'd be cool. That would do really good. Bro, the Sims model is a gang. Buy these 4 houseplants for 25. Literally that. In 2026, you can expect to hear more from us as we continue to playtest new ideas and experiences. So, yeah. And then the last thing they have. Hold on, we have news from the chat. Yes, first they canceled The Sims 5, but they were like, "Don't worry, we're still working on multiplayer." But now they're saying it's just a mobile. Yeah, basically, The Sims 5 multi. I'd have. Hold on, I'm gonna Google if they're still gonna make The Sims for multiplayer. The Sims 4. Nope, this is multi. Type in Max and see. No, not really, not really. They could have done it. They absolutely could have done it. It's insulting, absolutely. Oh my god, thank you for the hydrate. Also, welcome to the news. Welcome to the news. Welcome everybody to the news. All right, anyway, the last thing I'm gonna say about this. The last thing they have for The Sims is we're building a family of new Sims experiences, opening a larger world of possibilities. Each experience carries the heart, humor, creativity, and lore you love. Oh god, not the lore. While introducing its own world, focus, and way to play. Yo, dude. This is some corporate bullshit. This is like corpo slop speak. I don't know what to call it. This is like corporate jargon. They're basically trying to be happy about making lesser quality things instead of, giving what they, what people promise. They're essentially spitting on their diehard community, and it's really not cool. So, let's hear from the diehard community. We don't this is someone paraphrasing what they've said. We don't actually give a fuck about what y'all really want from The Sims. We're actually going to give you half-assed, partially completed concepts and call them experiences. Thank God y'all remastered My Sims. I'm gonna stick with that, I guess. Goddamn, clock their shit, bro. Clock their shit. Less effort, more money. Basically. Can y'all please expend the deck palms of what the fuck? Okay. Release The Sims 2 on modern consoles. They will never release The Sims 2. The Sims 2 is far too good, and they know it's too good. They give people The Sims 2, everybody wakes up like that, bro. They'll be like, "What the fuck have I been playing for 10 years? I don't need to play this shit anymore. I can just play the old stuff." And that's just how it be. Anyone who believes this load of bullcrap is naive and blind, you tell them. So, thankfully, the corpo smoking guns isn't working on people. Everyone knows that they're full of shit because they are. And I need to read the post for this one. This is exactly what I fear Project Rene to be. Watch Rene will be another online live service failure with microtransactions and pay-to-win mechanics, just like the rest of EA's other recent flops. It will become the final nail in the coffin for the Sims franchise. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look, well, I'll keep watching The Sims. I'm definitely interested in seeing how they fuck this up, because they've been fucking up for years. Let's be real. The Sims 4 would have been kind of gas if it was not locked behind $1,000 DLC. Well, I'm pretty sure it's more than that. Let's look it up. Let's look it up together. How much does all The Sims 4 expansion packs cost? All right, so it estimates around over 1,200 to 1,300. It used to be 1,000, but you have to remember they made more over the years, so it adds up. It goes up $40 every time they do it. So now it's like 1,300, and it's just gonna keep going. But see, who wants to play a video game like that? You're like, oh, bro, the game gets really good if you spend like $600 on like this one where you get to go to high school, and this one where your I don't know, where your fucking dog gets to pay your taxes for you, And this update that lets you have sex with the Grim Reaper, and then you get to have little Grim Reaper babies. That right there, those three ones that I just noted, $120 right then and there. No Grim Reaper dick for you. Hey, look, my wife likes The Sims, so I hear a lot of stuff through osmosis. That's how I know all my Sims news. Dog, the fact that dude, I think that's the main thing that made me never really get into The Sims. Was yeah, the fact that like there was a whole controversy back in the day where there weren't seasons changing. You had to pay $40 if you wanted the seasons to change. Not having weather added in the base game makes me mad. I agree. I was like, because she was like, "Oh, I like The Sims. You should play The Sims." You know, when we first were started dating, and then I was like, "Hey, so this game's kind of boring." So I looked on YouTube to see, other people's gameplay, and their games looked really, really good. They looked a lot better than my game. So I went to her and I was like, "Yo, um, they got like dynamic weather and stuff like that. What's wrong with your Sims? Why is it bad?" And she's like, "You gotta buy all these expansions and shit." I'm like, "That's really lame. Can you not just mod the fuck out of it and cheat?" Look, if you can, that I'm not the one to ask. I am not the one. I'm sure there's someone out there, a Batman of the Sims that's fighting for justice and freedom. Look in the shadows, you might find him. So what's the point of showing us all this? It's getting ridiculous now. Maybe in the future you should keep your announcements and behind the scenes content to yourself if you don't actually know what you're doing. Oh my god, they're so mad. Calls in Moore's wife to get the Sims mod scoops, bro. Facts. She might know. Why was the Sims Online shut down? Remember when we used to have the Sims Online and then it discontinued it? Yep. And now we're gonna get it on the phone. On the phone. They're literally about to sell you the Sims Online again. 24 years later. Y'all didn't figure out mobile gaming with the first two apps? Oh my fucking god. Disappointed, not surprised, mobile first. Just go ahead and cancel. Actually, just cancel The Sims entirely. You've outstayed your welcome. Yo, these people are savage. And I love it. Let them know. Shut this shit down. Also, I'm I personally will say I'm not about to sit here and play a fucking phone game. I don't fuck with phone games. They're not for me. And the fact that they make it a phone game is insane. They know where most of their player base lies. And I know they're trying to branch out and find a new audience, so on and so forth, in the in the people who are like just on their phones 24/7. But that ain't me. So I will not be partaking. But um just so you know, there's a cool other game that's not The Sims called Enzoy coming out. Hopefully that game is really good. Here's what Enzoy look like. Just so you can know. Just so you can know that there's hope out there, maybe. Um Oh yeah, it's a game called Enzoy. It's really cool. I played it like once. I did a stream way back when the thing came out. Basically The Sims but Korean. I do like me a Korean. Let me stop though. Yeah, alright on. When's it coming out? Enzoy 1.0. So apparently it's speculated to come out late 2026 or 2027. So it's coming. So if you've been having a life sim fix, we're gonna be saved soon. Hopefully, hopefully. If they don't do it, I'm just gonna give up. But I'm hoping for big things.